What is up, guys? Welcome to the 49th episode of me Ipswich Town Road to Glory career mode here today, and we've got the Carabao Cup round, the second leg away at the Hawthorns to West Brom. We've got a 3-1 advantage, so hopefully we can keep that and press on and maybe add to the advantage. And I'm pretty sure we're through at this point unless we capitulate massively. But West Brom, they really didn't want their last game when we went 1-0 up, so they probably won't want it this time as Kasper Dolberg, 9 minutes in. Ipswich Town's first. There we go. Nice and easy. 4-1 on the aggregate. Yep, that's what it is, Kasper Dolberg. We are playing a computer game, and the keeper has punted it all the way up, right to the top, and Ramsey tackles the West Brom defender nicely and just sweaties it over into Bowden, and that is Ipswich Town's second goal. I mean, we're pretty much on our route here today. So far, half an hour in, 2-0 up, and West Brom haven't had any chances at all. They really didn't look like they were in this game at all. As Maitland-Niles plays it into Bowden. Bowden slots it into the bottom right hand corner. 3-0 up, only in the 52nd minute. 3-0. Literally all the chances that we had, we've scored. So, you can pretty much tell what's going to happen here as West Brom, they don't really want it anymore as Bowden gets played in by Ferguson. Bowden plays it into Dolberg. Dolberg finds Ipswich Town's fourth goal. I mean, games like this, I think, I just get bored, to be fair. I mean, you score so many goals against a team that it's a second leg with 3-1 up. Just put us through already. Spare West Brom the misery, because we're 5-0 up in 76 minutes and we've still got 15 minutes to go plus added on time, and I really don't know why, but when you're like 6-0 up or 4-0 up or 5-0 up, they always add like 3-4 minutes of added on time, and you just think, why? They're down, they're dead, they're knocked out. Just leave them be. As Ferguson runs through the whole West Brom midfield, the whole of the defence, and he manages to slot it past the keeper for the West Brom. And 87 minutes in, can we get 7th? As Kelly has a long shot out, trying to test the keeper, but obviously the keeper makes an actual save this time round as Ferguson gets the ball back. Is he going to pass it to Bowden? Is he going to have a shot? He's going to have a shot, and it's going to be 7-0. Yep, 10-1 on aggregate. It's not the most amount of goals we've scored in an actual game, but 10-1 on aggregate, that's just absolutely mad as Bowden gets his hat-trick. Ferguson, Dolberg get their braces, and hopefully going against Brentford today, can we actually get back to the top of the league? I say back to the top of the league, can we get top of the league? I mean, Manchester City have always been top. I mean, they've always looked like they've been on top at the end of every episode, but in the middle, they have sort of fluctuated and dropped around positions between third and first, between first and fourth, shall we say, as Brentford managed to get the first opening goal for them. But it's not looking too great so far for us. 21 minutes in, 1-0 down against Brentford at home. Really shouldn't be down, but I think coming up against West Brom and that 7-0 win has sort of taken its toll on us. We've just been a bit complacent going into this game, thinking Brentford are just as bad as West Brom, and they probably are. Probably are, to be fair, as they've lost quite a fair few players. As Bowden smashes it into the goal, beating the keeper. I mean, he was never going to save that. I don't know why Bowden's choosing not to celebrate against Brentford. Maybe he's got some affiliate or a strike partner. Probably should have done that. But it might have just been the wrong celebration button that I pressed. And maybe if it was Tony, that would have been perfect. But as it's not, it was Bowden. Not sure why he's done it. But we're 1-0. A 1-1 equaliser against Brentford now, and obviously having Tony looking to find Bowden, who then drives it into the box, and he's going to pass it into Brownhill. Brownhill puts it into the back of the net just before the 50-minute mark and makes it 2-1. And can we keep our lead from this match and trying to hold off Brentford? Because I think 3 points coming back home is definitely a must. We pretty much have to win a lot of our games this end of the season, or the second half of the season going into it, to try and challenge for the league is always, always pretty tough when you're losing, dropping points here and there, which we have done against Leicester and West Ham. I think two teams that have been really good and really tough to play against, to be fair. But Brentford, they weren't that tough to play against. I think just before, in the second half, we managed to come back into it. And I think Chelsea is another one of those teams that I would thought would be pretty tough to play against. Though, looking at their team, it's not really that tough to play against. There's Manchester City on 56 points. I think at this point we had a game in hand, so if we did actually win this game, then we would look to go top of the league. So that is all good, and obviously then we'll hope to see what Manchester City do from there on out. Is going in on goal difference. We're trying to increase the goal difference just in case it does come down to equal points, and we wouldn't really want Manchester City to keep scoring like 5 or 4 goals a game, and then we're just sort of struggling to score 1 goal here and there. And that would probably make a massive difference if it did come down to goal difference. I would be really, really gutted for us. And it's just one of those things. If it did happen, we'd have to go again and see what would happen. Is having a long shot and Dolberg gets on the end of the rebound where it's just pinging about. Mendy chooses to punch that into the middle of the air. Dolberg not really managing to find his feet, and no one else managing to find the ball as Chelsea clear it out. We had an offside position just over there as Bowden got played in a bit too late, and then Chelsea had the free kick, had their little counter-attack, had their little attack, and they managed to bring a goal back. And I think it was Ivallison. Can't remember how to say his name. I don't know how to say his name. I don't really want to say his name, but they're number 9. They've managed to get off the mark as Dewsbury Hall plays back into Dolberg. Dolberg finds the post, and then he finds the back of the net. I was about to say finds the back of the net, because I think, getting into that position, he really should be finding the back of the net in the first instance, but manages to hit the post, manages to bounce back straight to his feet, and just taps it in for our second goal in 82nd minute. Obviously, we're looking just to hold it up in the Chelsea's half as Ivan Toney comes off the bench for Kasper Dolberg. He's just waiting in the perfect position and slots in Ipswich Town's 3rd goal for the episode, or for the match. And that is how it's going to end. 3-1, Ivan Toney, Dolberg and Bowden getting on the score sheet. And now we look to play the Champions League game against Paris Saint-Germain. First round of fixtures is at home at Portman Road. Can we hold PSG to anything? They've got an amazing team, as they usually do, but their run of form in the Champions League hasn't been so great. Also, they've been knocked out by a fair few teams. I don't actually think they've won it in these in the past 4 seasons. I think it's all been sort of Spanish and English clubs that have won the Champions League. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain have won the Super Cup, though, so I think. Actually, saying Paris Saint-Germain have won the Super Cup, I think they actually have won. They actually have won the Champions League, because they haven't played in the Europa League. So, Paris Saint-Germain are now Champions League winners. Obviously, looking to win it yet again. As we are first timers coming up against Paris Saint-Germain. As soon as we got drawed against them, I was just absolutely stunned. As I was stunned by who has scored the first goal. Ramsey. I was like, what? Ramsey's a really good player. He's getting into those positions where, he's like a cam, he's like a centre forward, and he's managing to get on the end of passes that are very deadly. And I think with Ferguson and Dewsbury Hall playing a bit of more defensive roles that they've been required to, it's been meaning that Ramsey has managed to get in to those sort of positions and find the back of the net once again. 2-0 against Paris Saint-Germain at Portman Road. What are you talking about? Nobody expected this. No one at all. Also going to go to the Parc des Princes and see, if we can actually look to win away against PSG. I don't know if that will ever happen, as Ramsey finds himself in a similar position once again. Heads it and manages to get a save from the keeper, but it's going to be an all-round attack from that corner, but we don't manage to find the back of the net from it, as now Son is on for PSG. He's come on for Neymar, or I think it was Neymar. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, we defend that attack pretty well, and it's going to be 2-0. Ramsey with a brace. It's a very unsuspecting Ramsey, and look at that, top of the league by goal difference, by 2 goal difference. That is just saying everything. There's only 1 point separating the top 3 and 5 points separating the top 4. Coming up in the next episode, Wolverhampton away, and then we've got the Manchester City Carabao Cup final, and then Everton is our next fixture in the FA Cup, and then Liverpool is our last Premier League fixture away. We'll have to see if we can still stay top of the league for this one. Hope you've enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.